Hello, all our spooky friends, and welcome to another Storytime episode with the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz,
Hello.
and we're here to tell you guys some awesome stories.
Indeed we are. I'm pretty excited for this episode. We're going to be reading these homegrown horrors that you folks have sent to us. Robin, what is a homegrown horror?
So, a homegrown horror are these paranormal, cool, supernatural experiences of you, your family, your friends, that you guys have chosen to share with us.
Indeed. It could also be spiritual or coincidental, things that turned out where you thought you were being haunted or something creepy was happening and there was nothing wrong.
Those are the most hilarious.
Just a cat or a coincidence. Those are really fun too. But if you want to share those stories with us, please do so. You can email us, storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to our website, scarish.com, and click on Contact Us. Quite a few of you this week have gone and done either or.
And it makes me very happy.
It makes me very happy as well. You can message us, facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can tweet at us at scarishpod. Instagram is at scarishpodcast. We have a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And you can always join our Discord server as well. Just go to scarish.com and find that. I want to say a couple things before we move into the things. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who's joining us on YouTube and Twitch, which is youtube.com/scarish and twitch.tv/scarishpodcast.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't joined us for a live episode in the past, I would recommend doing so. It's really fun, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate all the live interaction that you folks have with us. It's a really, really good time. Happy birthday to ADOT, who's over in the YouTube, who can only stay for a little bit.
Happy birthday!
And they said they were going to stay for as long as they could before they went to their birthday dinner. So we appreciate you spending your birthday with us. That's really, really nice of you. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you have not rated or reviewed us on iTunes, I would highly recommend you go do that.
Please, 5 stars!
We got one that wasn't so great, but it was constructive feedback, which we appreciated. Fuck you. But seriously, though, if you're like, I'm going to go do that sooner or later, now is the time. We always appreciate it, especially when they're 5 stars. However, if you do have feedback, you can always make it constructive. We're willing to listen. You can share it with us via email and then just leave us a 5-star on iTunes. I think that's the best way to do it, but to each their own, however you want to do it. Secondly, before we move on, I want to share an experience with you folks because I'm still kind of pissed about it. Last week, we had a terrible internet connection. I called up our internet service provider, who will remain nameless, but let's just say they're a bunch of cocks. And so I called them up and I said, look, we're having issues. Every time the sun shines too hard or the wind blows or it rains or, by God, it snows here in Las Vegas, our internet is shite, and all the stuff that we do from home is like our business is, from our internet. And they said, well, we don't want you to cancel, so if you want to upgrade your internet package, you can add an extra $25 onto your bill, and then you'll take your speed up 6 times, because we're on an old package that doesn't even exist anymore, and they have ridiculously new high speeds. So I said, we'll think it over, and I'll try and convince us not to cancel, and then I'll call you back. I called back today because I was like, we'll go ahead and upgrade it. We'll see what happens.
Did they say they couldn't upgrade it?
Not only did they say that they didn't know if the upgrade that they offered me was available, she put me on hold for 15 minutes. After I waited for 15 minutes just to talk to someone, when I finally spoke to someone, she told me that the upgrade they offered me was actually $85, to which I really wanted to reply, go fudge yourself. But I was just like, I'm good, thanks. And I hung up. That's a lot
of money.
I was super pissed. And I'm pretty sure she's just wrong. And she didn't really feel like finding the information, or she was new, or whatever the case may be. But my 2 options now are to keep us on crappy internet, or call back and go through this whole thing all over again. And I'm just really, really not excited to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I think we've all had that scary-ish or I guess outrageous experience before. So I used to work right across the street from a Comcast office. Someone put a giant 20-foot inflatable rat in front of their office door where they couldn't get in, and staked it down and put Comcast or a bunch of assholes as a banner that the rat was holding.
Wow.
It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I was 20 at the time, so I didn't appreciate it. But nowadays as an adult, I'm like, yeah, if I could find one of those, I'd totally leave those at every office I could for these people. So just had to get that off my chest. Still a little bit pissed about that experience. I didn't even tell Robin. I was like, I'll wait for the pod. I'll save it for then. So
thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome. I hope you folks enjoyed that. So I'll let you know what happens with the saga of that. I'm going to call back and let them know that they're on a recorded line and just go live, and you guys can listen to all the horrible things I say to them. I think that's illegal, but we'll see what happens with it. So anyways, we're going to move on to these homegrown horrors that you folks have sent us. Did you want to go first, Robin, or do you want me to go first?
You can let me go first because you've been going first. I think the past couple weeks.
I think so too. Yeah.
So I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. So this one Our first email of the night is from Luciana. It goes, "Hi, my name's Luciana.
Hi, Luciana.
And I've been listening to you guys for a few months. And for starters, I love everything you guys upload. P.S. I found you on Spotify. Forever grateful."
Shout out to Spotify. I was like, this email must have been sent before we uploaded the video of me removing my leg hair.
That video of you removing your leg hair has the most views, I think, of anything
I'm pretty sure it also has the most likes.
Which is insane.
It just tells you that people enjoy watching me be uncomfortable or in tremendous amounts of pain. So good to know.
You even admit it, though. I think it was last night or the night before last night that waxing's the way to go.
Waxing definitely lasts way longer. We should post a follow-up picture of my waxed leg versus my shaved leg. I will say I had the worst ingrown hair I've ever had on my legs, on my waxed leg, where it looked like I had been shot. And I was just like, wow, this is friggin' gross, dude. So I exfoliated a lot. I exfoliated at least every day for the next 5 days after I got my legs waxed in like a hot bath with like a scrub brush. So I was taking my legs very seriously then because they look good. But yeah, just saying, like, they wrote that they like everything we upload before we uploaded that. So hopefully it still stands.
Cool. I used to live in Iowa for part of my childhood. It was an awfully small town, and we lived about 20 minutes out of the city in a very old ranch-styled home. It was surrounded by only cornfields and forest. I believe it.
Yeah,
Iowa.
It sounds like Indiana a little bit too.
The house was super haunted. My mom and I both have plenty of stories of the shit that we went through. I'll try to fit in 2 of them, so send us the other ones after.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that.
One night, my mom and I fell asleep on the larger couch together. On either side of the couch was 2 sliding doors. I woke up in the middle of the night with an instant feeling of paranoia that something was behind me. Too scared to look, I tried waking up my mom to no avail, and she just wouldn't wake up. On the other sliding door that's in front of us, I watched a huge black figure peek its head. Then the body out the door. So it's like this.
Is it leaving or is it coming in?
I think it's outside of the door, but you could see its head and then you could see its body.
Okay. It sounds like a ghost that could also be Scooby-Doo. You know how it like peeks around the corner? It's like boop, 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 boop.
Okay. Maybe. It's the Scooby Gang.
I think it sounds like the spectral Scooby Gang, but keep going.
Staring at me, it slowly descended out of my view, and I was so terrified I must have passed out because after that, I have no recollection of anything after. I was so scared of what I saw that night that I told my mom when I was 16, I'm now 20, and this happened when I was about 7. So you waited forever to tell it at 16.
Right.
And now you're 20 years old. Okay. I can the timeline.
So you relived this by telling it to your mom like 4 years ago, which was already 7 years after the fact, it sounds like.
Well.
They were 7 years
9
old?
years.
Okay, yeah, 9 years. I thought they were 9 years old. My bad.
The room I originally slept in the same Iowa ranch house, the owner before us had passed away in it. My room had windows covering 2/4 of the walls, and just for all of you out there, rooms have 4 walls, so 2 walls had windows. And my bed was in the corner.
For those of you that have never been in a house before or a room.
I would often...
All of our homeless listeners on their iPods and their cardboard shanties.
Shut up.
Like, oh, it's gotta be so sweet having those 4 walls and a roof.
I would often see shadows from outside moving. It wasn't branches or anything. They were shaped like humanoid figures and were often very tall. And my closet was on the wall beside me. When I tried to sleep, there was always tapping and clawing on the footboard of my bed. It was so bad I started to develop insomnia, which is still a problem to this day for me. My closet would also rattle at night. I moved rooms, and when I put my head down, there would be an old telephone ringing that would come from the basement. I'd pull my head up from the pillow, and there wouldn't be any sound. The closet in this room was a sliding closet. They also would rattle and open in the night. Fuck that. If your closet slides open by itself, there's something wrong.
Has it recently been oiled? Because I have learned that if you oil hinges on something, those doors might just swing open on their own, which is happening to one of the doors downstairs that I recently put WD-40 on. So she was like yelling at me like, so it doesn't creak anymore, but it's even creepier because it just opens on its own now. So perhaps that's why.
I never felt safe in the house, and neither did my mom. My dad, however, never believed in spirits, no matter how scared my mom and I would be to stay there. Anyways, thank you so much for your time, and hope to listen to y'all in upcoming podcasts in the future.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sending that. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah. I think the scariest part is the closets. Like, and the sound, obviously, the ringing from the basement.
Ringing from the basement is the creepiest thing. But it's like, you know how you get those phantom sounds when you put your ear to your pillow sometimes?
Yes.
Where you think you hear something, as soon as you sit up, it just goes away?
Yeah.
It's really, I don't know.
I get that ringing. When I put my head down, I will get the ringing in my ears. It doesn't sound like a telephone, but I get ringing in my ears.
Sometimes it sounds to me like doors are opening or closing, like thunks or thumps, which are most likely just my pulse. And then every now and then I get that thing where you can hear the voice telling you to kill them all, which is so weird. And I sit up and it goes away and I'm like, oh, that's just every time I'm relaxed.
That's some Amityville horror bullshit.
Every time I quote that, I know I'm really quoting Amityville Horror, but I'm really quoting Treehouse of Horrors from The Simpsons.
Wow.
Where Bart hears a voice telling him to kill them all and he asks it, are you my conscience? And it's just like, yes. So yeah, fun stuff.
I told my coworker about your dad's story with the phone call from the basement, and he's just like, "So I'm just gonna text you now, like,
no phone calls
to the basement."
Oh, that's fucking creepy.
I was like, "Don't fucking do that, you
Don't
dickhead.
you ever text me." That's you should have just made him listen to the episode so we could get the extra download numbers. But yeah, fun stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone who has a similar experience that's like, I've had that happen to me too. You should totally send it our way. So. We're very interested to hear these things.
And we would love to hear more of Luciana's stories.
Indeed. So
send it to us. We love them.
Let's look over into our stream chat and see what you fine folks had to say. I want to point out to our viewers for the stream that it is March 20th. Does that sound right? Is it the 20th? The 21st? We're right around there.
It's the 20th.
We have not gotten a single dollar donated to the March donation goal. This is the longest we've gone into a month without receiving any donations. And I'm not saying like that's shitty or anything, because it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. What I am saying is it hurts our feelings a little bit.
Wow.
Maybe just my feelings.
Maybe just your feelings.
So I'm just saying we usually have at least like $1 or $2 trickling in, so we like know that people love us and people have a little bit to share. But hey, maybe you're just as broke as we are, so I'm not going to put anything on you. I'm just saying, like, I've never seen that bar that white before.
I just appreciate everyone being here and watching. I think that's the best.
I'm not trying to beg you for money or anything. I'm just trying to demand it and be like, WT fuck bros, like, let's do this thing together. Like, give us some money.
Okay. I'm
kidding. You guys give whatever you can. We appreciate you being here. I'm going to look at the YouTube chat. You look at the Twitch chat.
All right. So, Trucky47 says we're looking very professional today. I am an engineering intern, and I work today because it's spring break. And so I went to work today, and this is why I look the way I do. But that's hilarious.
I have guilted Wrathful Reaper into donating $1. Thank you so much, kind sir. But also, Wrathful Reaper, thank you for hosting us on your own page or whatever they call it on Twitch. We appreciate that. Channel. That's it. Channel. Thank you for hosting us. We appreciate that.
But yes, this is why I just, whenever I work or go to school or whatever, I generally just don't change and wear whatever I wear for the day. So that is me, except I put makeup on. I did put makeup on today. I
will wake up and do some house chores, and today I was going to the airport. Today I went to the post office to mail off all the stuff that the Patreons at the $10 and above level get, and it's a bunch of good stuff, and there's so many packages that I had to stuff into that mailbox. Trucky47 is now hosting our stream with one viewer, so thank you so much.
Last night my sister and I made all of the button magnets, and we packaged a whole bunch of Patreon packages for our Badge of Honor tiers and up, and Adam had to go mail them out. I posted a picture and stuff of all the stuff that we made, but it was a while because
there was a lot of packages there. I was like, damn, bro, like that January Patreon push really worked.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't have done it without my sister. Shout out to you, Ger.
Shout out to Liz. Good work, Liz. And of course, it had to rain like crazy today in Las Vegas. So I was like driving to the post office, and it's like a 10-minute drive. But because it's Las Vegas, it took like 25 minutes to get there because of construction and accidents and people that don't know how to drive when there's a drop of water on the ground. So I was just like, I'm going to get there eventually. So I'm just going to try and be patient and just listen to my music. And then I eventually got to the drop box, and the rain had stopped or slowed down enough where I didn't have to worry about it too much. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad that it took so long to get here, so I didn't have to like put packages in the slot like while it was pouring down rain.
Yeah.
If it was doing that, I was planning on going into the post office anyways. But
all right,
cool, good stuff.
Good.
I'm sure you're all worried about how I do that. Lots of people saying happy birthday to A.net, and also shout out to those of you who made it to YouTube. It looks like Erica was in fact first in the YouTube channel, and Akbar was second.
Also,
so
thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Beast Nerd is here today, so thank you for joining us, Ralph. I love seeing everybody. I love seeing these new names. So like Wrathful Reaper, thank you for becoming a new spooky friend.
We appreciate
it. La 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 la
Talon says, the topic I suggested, you peeps, is very Dybbuk-esque. I know that we had a topic suggestion come in today, and it sounded like it was a cursed item. So I am interested to do some research and then hopefully have it be on one of the upcoming shows.
Let's see.
Hello to Blanca. Hello to Thomas out there. Etsy, hello to you. It
Carly
says
sorry.
Estley. I always get your freaking name wrong. I'm so sorry. Because we have an Etsy that actually shows up sometimes, or maybe I'm just thinking of that one site. So I'm dumb. We have to just go with that. Okay, go ahead.
Carly asked, who else is excited about the new BuzzFeed Unsolved season? I am always excited for new BuzzFeed Unsolved. I love them so much, and I'm just so excited. If they ever leave BuzzFeed, I'll be very sad.
If they leave BuzzFeed, I imagine they'll start their own thing. So Thomas says, I spent all day playing Modern Warfare at school. No education for me. I don't know how old you are, but when I was in school, I used to play Quake or Quake 2. I can't remember exactly which one, but we installed it on all the PCs because our teachers had no idea what they were doing.
When I was in school, I learned.
Yeah, I learned how to network a bunch of computers together and play video games, which was so sweet.
Oh, man. I really didn't play video games very much until I became an adult. So I had an SNES and a PS2, and that was it. And then I grew up, and I'm like, I have everything.
That's so funny.
So it's what happens when you have your own money, I guess.
Graciela over there on YouTube says, I have the best stream setup ever. I'm in DC and working off my computer. The speakers on this thing are no bueno, so I have the YouTube chat open because the Twitch stream seems to lag. Sorry, I'm too long-winded. I have the YouTube chat open on my laptop and the Twitch stream video only open on my phone. You're not long-winded. You're just telling us what's going on, and we totally appreciate that. And then she said, best setup ever when phone speakers are better than laptop speakers. That's hilarious.
Love typing out on a computer better than on my phone because you can type so much faster.
I agree.
And having a mechanical keyboard is so satisfying. Except for when you're playing StarCraft and you're actually streaming it and all you hear is click, 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 click.
Because you had to have the clickiest keyboard on the market. She's like, it needs to click. I need to test it.
Well, I had a Z board, and when you have a Z board, sorry, this is like getting into gaming stuff, but I had a Z board, and I had the special StarCraft Z board, and with that one, you could set up. It already had a setup for different, I don't know, races, right? Because for Terran.
I don't know what your Z-board had.
Okay, well, it had special ones for different races, and it already set up all the macros or whatever for you. So it was so easy to use that one, but it was probably a lot louder than my Black
it was
Widow
obnoxiously
keyboard.
loud.
Yeah,
that one's really good though.
Yeah,
the one you have right now. Looking over, a few different people are saying a few different things. Obviously, that's how things work when people talk. Erica says, I'm always loving Robin's makeup looks. Oh, you look really, really good today.
Thank you. You look great. I actually tried to contour today. I hope it looks all right.
Oh, I did not. Shout out to Emma, who has joined us a little bit late, but no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I did very light makeup today, and so I love Agent Carter, and when Besame Cosmetics was like, we have Agent Carter makeup, my sister and I pre-ordered it. We had to have it, and then it was like this box of just lipsticks, and I'm finally cracking open the lipsticks and using them because I felt like, what's the point of having these super cute lipsticks just to sit there and look pretty? And I was just like, I'll use it, whatever. So I'm finally using them, and it's kind of nice because they're like brighter reds than I have because I have a lot of dark burgundies.
Looks really good on camera, too.
Thanks.
Good work.
Good work, Besame.
It's funny.
Please sponsor me.
Anna says, please don't guilt me, Adam. I don't know how to donate on Twitch. I was just joking about guilting. However, if you want to donate on Twitch, if you scroll down below the video, there's a little button that says donate. If you click on that, it'll take you to a spot where you can put in your donation. I think you can either do PayPal or credit card or debit card.
Yeah, down there too is a link to our Streamlabs store. So if you want to check out some exclusive Streamlabs store merch, it's on there. We have the new Patreon design as like one of those pull string bags. Mm-hmm. And
a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
too.
we have a whole lot of other stuff that's exclusive. So
Talon says, okay, but BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural is way better. I don't know the difference.
They have two. So they have true crime and they have supernatural. True crime obviously is like missing people or murders or stuff like that. And then the supernatural is when they go visit different places. Like that's when they went to the Goatsman Bridge or whatnot, and they went to the Sally House. They've gone to a whole bunch of different places. They've been to the Isle of Dolls.
Cool.
Yeah, so
one day we'll be able to travel for this show, but that day is just not today.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
That day is actually June 9th, so...
Oh, yes! June 9th, we are going to be at the Winchester Mystery House. So I was going to say mansion.
I'm going to repeat all this stuff, too, when we're actually, like, going to get ready to go into that next store. I'm going to drop all those bombs.
Oh.
So.
All right.
Got any more Twitch chat over there?
Valley Girl says, Robin's looking super defined today. Thank you very much. Jaxie Babe says, my shirt comes here next Wednesday. We really hope you guys like all the stuff that's coming from Teespring and Streamlabs. When we got our shirts from Teespring, I really liked it because it wasn't vinyl. It was like really nice printed
it's
into
a
the
really
fabric.
good quality shirt.
I really liked it. And I just hope you guys like it too because I think they're really cute. I don't know. Please support us. What?
Cool.
But yeah. Wrathful Reaper said I was tempted to buy half the store. Buy half the store.
Right? Buy all
Just
of the
buy it.
store. We encourage it.
All right. That is the end for me.
Cool. A couple other things that just got popped on there. Thomas says, my dad is still addicted to the pod, by the way.
Yay!
That is awesome. Thank you, your dad.
Awesome.
And Greatest Alive 29 says, I never listen to you on YouTube. I only listen on the podcast app. How is this in my recommended section? I'm very pleased it was. It's just, you know what?
Yeah.
It's that metadata they collect from you where they know everything you do.
Oh, you know what? That might be it because when you're using your phone and stuff, it always caches things and maybe it just...
Yeah, who knows? But we're very glad you're joining us. And sometimes when your data's collected without your knowledge, it works out for the best. Not most often, though. All right, so I'm going to move into my next one. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, so...
You go, Ger.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Let's get this right. There we go. So before I move on into my next email, or I guess my first one of the show, I do want to remind everyone that we're going to be attending the Winchester Mystery House Tour on June 9th, 2019, which is a Sunday. We're giving folks plenty of advance notice that you can make travel arrangements if you don't live in the area. And then on May 1st, it will be the first day that tickets will be available to purchase for the tour that day on June 9th. So we're going to have the poll up in the Facebook page. No one's been using the one on the website, so we're going to just shift it over to the Facebook page because that's where the community is most active. And let us know if you're for sure going. And then maybes and no's, those are fine too. We really just want to get an idea of how many people we can expect because if it's over a specific number, then we're going to have to give it a private group. But June 9th, 2019 is when we will be there. Like the tickets are booked. Room is booked. Like everything's good to go.
Everything is good. We've already gotten emails from so many of you guys with food recommendations,
which we appreciate.
Which we really, really appreciate. I am definitely one for boba. So we have someone who's like, I'm going to take you to the best boba, which I'm so excited about. And I'm all about that Asian food, dude.
I'm about a lot of food, but please, other people out there, or anyone out there, really toss out some extra stuff that aren't just Asian things because it's like, I swear, I told Robin the other day we were trying to figure out what to eat. I'm like, I would like to eat something that's not rice, a sauce, and a meat prepared in an Asian way. And like every option that we had was exactly that. And the last 2 meals that we had were that. So I'm like, I would also like to experience other things. However, it's in San Jose, which is a very heavy Asian culture. So I understand. I mean, obviously, right? Because it's near San Francisco. And I know San Francisco is very heavy.
I've never been
very
to
heavy Asian
either
culture.
Of these places.
It's very interesting to see what we're going to find out. So I'm excited to go. So we hope that you folks will join us, though.
Cool.
But I'm going to go ahead and move into my first email of the show. And this one's subject is Stanley Hotel, which is another one of our Patreon goals. So
yes,
it'll be very interesting to see what this email says.
We are trying to get to 150 patrons. So if you guys go over there, support us on Patreon. When we get to 150, we had to up the goal because traveling is expensive.
And the Stanley Hotel is also expensive.
Yes, we are going to try and make a trip to go out to see the Stanley Hotel.
And we will record an episode there. That's the caveat with that one.
Yes.
So that will be very difficult in taking all of this equipment up. We might just have to drive.
What if we get like weird, like,
the electronic voice in the background? I would be stoked if that should happen. Like to actually have something tangible that we could like have on our stuff.
Scared.
It'd be awesome. I'm not going to fake that stuff like some places do. So you can be like, we'll get more YouTube hits this way. Exactly. But it would be super cool if something like that happened. Probably terrifying as well. But okay, let's get to this email that talks about the Stanley Hotel. It starts out like this. Hello, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for saying my name first and getting it right. I appreciate that. I have been a listener for some months now as I discovered the podcast on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. Due to my interest in the Wendigo, which was one of the first things that I covered for the show, actually. So it's really cool. Yeah, it was. Because then it was one of the first things we covered for the show. And when we started watching Supernatural from the very beginning, it's one of the first things that they experience. And I had just done the Wendigo episode of our show. And I was just pointing out all the things that they got wrong in the episode. I'm like, ugh, this show is garbage.
Have you ever watched Grimm?
And now we're 12 seasons in. I've watched some of Grimm. The only Grimm I've watched with you. So,
okay.
I'm not like super into it, but at the same time, like I kind of know what's going on.
All right.
So, all right, gonna get back to the email. I have grown very much to enjoy the podcast, particularly the episode on the Stanley Hotel, as I stayed there 2 years ago and I felt I should share my experience. Although we experienced no eerie phenomena in our hotel, we took a ghost tour. In one of the rooms supposedly belonging to Lucy, the runaway teenager, my girlfriend and I decided to take a selfie after everyone had filed out of the room. It was the only point of the tour at which we let our guard down. That's a really creepy sentence. As soon as we pulled out the camera, we heard a slow creaking and looked in time to see the door closing on its own.
Yeah. You know what happened? Someone greased the hinges.
Maybe they greased the hinges. There was no draft or anything to make this door close. Once it had closed all the way, which doesn't happen with our door like slowly swings open. Well, this door closed on its own and all the way. Once it had closed all the way, we looked at each other confused, and I walked back over to open the door. My girlfriend took pictures as I opened the door back up.
There was something in the picture.
The picture taken right as I grabbed the handle was almost entirely washed out, as if there was a light source or some reflective surface on the middle of the door, even though there wasn't one. Although I am interested in paranormal phenomena, I am by nature a skeptic. However, to this day, I have no explanation as to the cause of the door closing or the washed out photo. The door was too heavy that if it had been pushed by someone else, it could not have closed so slowly. Thank you for sharing my story, and a big shout out to a fellow Cubs fan and walleye fisherman. That's fucking awesome. Thank you, Jim. Well, thank you, Jim, for sending that in. I love fishing for walleye, and of course, I love the Cubs. It's a really, really good story.
Sounds like they're an Adam.
They do sound like an Adam.
Healthy skeptic.
I'm going to want to, if we go to the Stanley Hotel, I don't know. I don't want him to get in trouble, but I'm going to get back to my old Scooby-Doo roots and just do some, like, investigating.
So I'm going to go to the hotel's restaurant, hang out there. Adam's going to leave and do his own thing.
I'm going to strap so many GoPros to my body.
Never comes back. If he dies,
it's going to be awesome.
He dies.
I hate you. I'm going to have one on my head, on the top of my head. I'm going to have, like, one on each hand. And then I'm going to have some on my knees just so I can splice all the footage together once I get it synced if I have to run from something.
Wow.
So that way everyone gets motion sick. So they can be like, I saw this video. This guy in the Stanley Hotel kept throwing up. Couldn't keep my lunch down. It'll just be from motion sickness. And I'll also be singing the Scooby-Doo theme song the entire time.
Do you
I'm
know
walking
the
around
Scooby-Doo theme song?
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I know the rest. I'm just not going to sing it.
Okay.
Don't need another copyright strike, which we get every fucking episode. So good stuff. Let's look over into the stream chat and see what you folks had to say. Maybe some of you have actually visited the Stanley Hotel. I'm really interested to know how many of you folks have visited the places we've talked about or have experienced some of the legends that we've done research on. And it's always exciting when we get an email like that. So I wonder what you folks had to say. You want to start with your Twitch chat?
It's a lot of people saying they're not going to be able to make it, which makes me really sad. I know I scheduled it around E3, and that's fairly unfortunate. I'm really sad about that, but what's done is done. And hopefully our next event people can go to. Hopefully maybe we'll do meetups that aren't around creepy places, or maybe we'll do like a group adventure of the actual Zach Bagans Museum.
I won't go to that. I'll go to a restaurant for that one.
But
Akbar says, I'm in the back of the classroom laying down on a yoga mat. Students are watching a movie. Nice. It's pretty
Smooth. I love movie days. When I was in high school, it was the best.
The greatest thing in the world when I was in middle school and high school was to see whoever was bringing it in wheel in the TV on like the rolling cart.
It was like a big metal cart with wheels, and then just big like
a
one
big
of those
TV
big
strapped to
square
it.
TVs on
when you saw that get rolled in, you were like, "Yes, I'm not learning anything today."
We watched Forrest Gump in one of our classes, and I was like one of 3 people that laughed during that movie because everyone else is like sleeping or they don't give it a crap. They're just like.
It's a good movie.
It's a very good
love
movie.
Forrest Gump. That's a really good movie.
Forrest Gump.
Thomas over there on YouTube says, FBI, your phone. And then Erica says, your phone is always listening and watching. Etsley says, when your FBI agent is looking out for you, LOL. And then there's some discussion on FBI agents and who's assigned to who. I really think we don't all have an FBI agent assigned to us. I think we all have an NSA agent assigned to us because they are significantly larger than the FBI and the CIA combined.
Really?
Yes, and they try and not advertise that fact. However, if you watch Good Will Hunting, you know that because he points it out to someone at the same time. I think at the time Good Will Hunting came out, they were 5 times larger than all the other intelligence agencies combined. It was some astronomically high number like that. So Wonder if that's still the case. But either way, I don't do anything like criminally wrong, so
FBI,
I'm not too worried.
NSA, don't at me.
It's like, just stop giving me the wrong advertisements, man. Like, just because I'm looking into these really creepy places doesn't mean I want to freaking visit there. And every time I scroll through my Facebook, it's like, are you sure you don't want to visit Haunted San Diego? It's like, not right now. Like, get off my back. What's that face for?
I just am thinking about all the ads that I've seen on my Facebook. And I think the Winchester was one of them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird how much data you're putting out there by what you search. It's crazy. It's creepy, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Is there nothing else over in your Twitch chat? So I got some stuff over here. I just feel like I'm hogging all the chat.
No. There's not a lot. It was a lot of people saying they weren't gonna make it, which is upsetting to me, but it's okay. Jaxie Babe says Ralph is my FBI agent. I swear.
That's funny.
Carly says my husband used to work for the NSA.
Wow, that's interesting.
That is really cool.
More details, please.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Beast Nerd says I've been to the Whaley House and stayed at the Cecil Hotel. Cecil.
Akbar says, should I tell one of the students to go to the home ec room and get me some food, you know, for extra credit? You absolutely should. I think that's an awesome mission to send someone on. And so does the rest of the people in the chat.
Dude, I should have taken home ec in high school, but I didn't. I did engineering instead because I'm dumb. Well, I mean,
that's your major in college and your professional
career. Yeah, but now I don't
know
how to bake and stuff unless I follow a recipe.
A lot. That's all baking is. They don't teach you how to bake from like memory. They teach you how to follow recipes.
People like Rosanna Pensino, she knows how to make recipes. You know what I mean?
I mean, you just test stuff out. So I mean, you can learn it on your own. It's not like you only had to learn it in home ec. Akbar says, I just got to call my FBI agent reported me for abusing my authority. That's hilarious. I don't think they would do that. I think they just call you and be like, get me a snack too. Lots of dead air on this cast.
Abe's Monster says, I've been down the road from the Stanley Hotel, but as a little kid was too afraid to get any closer. A lot of people that I work with too are like, the Stanley Hotel is gorgeous, but they've never actually stayed in it. So
I really want to stay in it. I think it'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, I'm sure it's expensive.
Erica on YouTube says, serious question, who is excited for MK11, most likely referencing Mortal Kombat 11? I probably won't buy it because once I'm done with the story mode, I play for like a day and then I start getting bored with Mortal Kombat and Injustice and Dragon Ball FighterZ and all the different side-scrolling fighter games. But I do want to play it. Robin's very good at fighter games, and she either like just barely loses to me or absolutely destroys me. Like, I don't think I've ever beaten her in Dragon Ball FighterZ because she mashes buttons so friggin' hard that she gets every character on the screen at the exact same time. So I'm kind of excited for it. I always like to follow the storyline of them too, even though they're absolutely ludicrous at this point.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. So the craziest stuff has happened in those games. So it's just kind of funny to see, like, what are they going to do this time?
There was one time Adam was recording, I think he was recording an episode of Nerd Chills or something, and my sister and I were playing Tekken 7. And we were adamant, we're like, we're going to get all the achievements in this game. So we had to beat the story mode. And
on the hardest difficulty too.
Yeah, and it just took us forever.
I went in and they were almost done playing the game, and when I came out from recording an episode that was like an hour to an hour and a half long, they were on the last boss and they had been fighting it, and I joined them and helped them try and beat this guy. And I tried to beat him at least 20 times for sure, like easily. And we were switching off the sticks like every 2 or 3 attempts. Or like every like raging attempt where someone was like super pissed, like I'll never play this game again.
Yeah.
But eventually, I think you guys, it was either you or Liz, were able to take him down.
Yeah, I think it was Liz. But I just love fighting games. Fighting games are fun. Like, we went through the first Injustice and the second Injustice with Charlie. Like, we always play Injustice with her, and we always beat the game in like a day. But it's fun stuff. Fighting games are good. Valley Girls.
Lots of people in the chat. Sorry. You can go ahead.
Valley Girl says, Robin, when we meet up, I'll show you how to cook from scratch. I would love to take some baking classes or some cooking classes. I think that'd be really fun. But they're so expensive. If you go to like Sur La Table or whatever, it's so expensive. I wish it weren't so expensive.
I agree. Looks like Thomas is heading home, but he's gonna get home and then get back on if we are still on the air. So
nice.
Safe travels.
Yep, drive safe. Hope to see you back on the stream. Let's see.
Talon says, come to Rhode Island. We have, I don't know, coffee, milk, and fucking clams. That's hilarious. Those both sound really good. So thank you to Ulrich who donated $20.
Thank you so much, Ulrich.
And the message is, now shut up and take my money. I will do at least one of those. So, and I don't think I'm allowed to shut up. But thank you so much for donating. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Especially this month is a little hard for us. And any support is absolutely amazing.
This is just the month where a lot of things came to a head because we had to order airplane tickets. We had to book a room where we had to pay at least 50% on, which was a bit outrageous for advance. And then we had to also send out everything for the Patreon tiers, which, I mean, they're putting money towards it. We had to order new stuff, and it's a lot of stuff.
So it's just this month's a little rough. But I would totally want to go to Rhode Island. I think that'd be really cool.
I'd love to go to Rhode Island.
I would love some coffee milk, and I would love some freaking clams.
Absolutely.
I love seafood. I want to have a really solid, fresh lobster roll.
Oh my God.
That is one of my goals in life. Is to
we
have
live in a desert.
Really good lobster.
It's really hard for us to get fresh seafood. Although, like, if you can get it, it's going to be at an expensive restaurant. But I want to go to a place where it's just like, there's just nothing but seafood all over the place. Japan was kind of like that. Like, a lot of places that we went to had a lot of different seafood.
One of the first meals I had in Japan was at a Latteria or something, and it was a shrimp and avocado burger.
Yeah,
and it was amazing.
At Tokyo Disney Sea, SEA, which I always thought it was Disney Sea, like a sea. But it's like a sea park themed.
It's an ocean.
Disney.
It's like based off of a harbor.
Yeah.
So
it's like steampunk Disney, but like so many places there had different things, and like one of them was like, what do you call it? What is that stupid Little Mermaid? Like Little Mermaid themed food, and they had like little like shrimp like pastries that were so freaking good. Like we had it our first day there and our second day there. We went back to it. I don't know. I'm just obsessing about seafood now. I need to move on and finish out my stuff.
In general, I love food. Trip7 says, "Nice haircut, Adam. Brings out your lips."
Thank you.
Hashtag Adam's luscious lips.
Appreciate it. I got the haircut last week so I could go to my job interview, and it's finally getting to the length where I requested to be at 10 days ago. So
let's see what else. Jackson Babe says, "People who can cook and bake, I love both. I bake when I'm stressed. I have random instances where I will either wake up and be like, I want to bake this, or randomly in the night, like when I posted it on my Instagram, but I made like a lemon blueberry loaf, and it
was amazing.
It was just like right after dinner, and I was just like, you know what, I want to make something with blueberries. Well, I woke up one day and I was like, I want to make blueberry muffins. I was looking up recipes for blueberries after dinner that one day, and I couldn't find muffins that I liked, so I ended up doing a lemon blueberry loaf because it was easy and we happened to have all the ingredients, and it was delicious. And I wish I could just make 10 of them and eat them all by myself.
It's funny.
I love food.
I wouldn't blame you because they were delicious. Talon also says, we have lots of spooks too. That's hilarious. Akbar says, regarding the movies, they have projectors, and Talon also says projectors. We didn't have those when I was a kid, so I know a lot of places have them now, though.
Another fine I'm stoked for is Yoshi.
I think game. That's why they say game down here.
Oh.
You're trying to read my chat. Okay, I'm just going to put this out there. We got a beef right now because Robin will look over and veer off when I'm reading my story for the topic episodes, and she'll veer off looking at my screen that has my script.
You realize how tiny the letters are.
In the past, however, like she has read my script and like made like reactions to stuff that I was about to say. So sometimes I think she's doing that. She's like, I'm literally not reading it. I'm just staring off into space. But she says that she can't read this distance, but she can read this distance.
Because the size of the letters are different.
They're a little bit bigger, but still.
They're much bigger.
Okay.
Why don't you just...
Just saying, like, I feel vindicated right now because you were able to read some of the stuff over here.
Yeah.
I will get an optometrist in here and have him measure the distances between these things and see if the difference in font makes sense. So.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Zeke in YouTube chat says, "Hi, Adam and Robin. Love you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Lots of smiley faces. Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Adam
so
it.
much.
She takes everything so personally. I swear she does.
Let's see.
But Erica's stoked for the new Yoshi game. I haven't looked much into it, although I did see the trailer for it, and it definitely looks super cool.
All right. So, should I read now?
It is going to be your turn. I still have some YouTube chat over here.
All right.
So there's like a meme for Yoshi that I wasn't aware of, so that's kind of weird. Kat says, I need some no-bake recipes. Our oven doesn't close properly. That really sucks.
When I was in middle school, we cooked hot dogs with aluminum foil in the sun.
Well, That's interesting.
It was kind of cool.
I don't think that's helpful right now in March, though. Carrie says, hi from Australia. Well, hello from Las Vegas, and thank you for joining us from Australia. You're in tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, which is very, very impressive. Okay, and if you're Australian, and Alexander's here too, we did not start early. We started at 6:30 p.m., but our time has changed because we in America have this really stupid thing called daylight savings time.
Yes, it's daylight savings. So
Pacific Standard Time has changed.
Yes. So it spring forward, fall backwards. So in the spring, we jump an hour ahead.
Yeah, there's a specific day on the calendar where we go at 2 a.m. Saturday night going to Sunday. We take 2 a.m. and we make it 3 a.m.
Yes.
And then in September to October, we roll that back, and it's very, very dumb.
Certain states don't do it.
They abstain from it.
Yeah, so like Hawaii, when I lived in Hawaii, everyone had daylight savings time, and I'm sitting there like, I don't even know.
Arizona doesn't do it. I used to work in Arizona,
and
like I worked right across the border, so people would drive from Nevada to Arizona to go to the store, and I'd be like, we closed 30 minutes ago, and they'd be like banging on the door like, I got 30 minutes left, and I'd be like, I'll call the police, motherfucker. So it was just something that happens because people down there are crazy, man. They're like, I'll break into the store right now and try and make a purchase for $2.99. I swear I've had so many people threaten me with stupid stuff like that because they don't understand daylight savings time. However, you're from a different country, so you're not familiar with it, and I totally understand that. Our resident Australians in the YouTube chat, if you've listened to the most recent episode, can you please tell Robin how good of an Australian accent I did during the episode? Because, I mean, I really thought I nailed it.
That was not an Australian accent. Just saying.
I disagree.
It was horrendous.
It's your turn, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move into our next one. Give us a nice, juicy transition.
All right. So this next email here is a sleep paralysis story. Heads up. And it goes a little like this. Well, it actually goes like this because it was written.
It goes exactly like this.
Hello, spooky friends. That's all of you that are watching.
Oh, I can't say it then.
What?
Am I a spooky friend?
Yeah,
Am I a spooky
we're all
host?
friends.
Oh, okay. Hello.
What are you, better than us?
You're not saying hello, so.
Hello.
There you go. So hostile today. God.
It's the power suit.
The power suit makes you hostile? Wow, good to know.
My name is Jessica, and I just wanted to start off by saying that I love you guys and the show.
Thank you.
I binge listened to all your episodes on Spotify and have finally caught up. We are so happy when you folks go back and listen to
the old stuff,
all the old stuff, because it's definitely growth. It changes because we change and try to make a better product for you guys, and
right.
And for you to go back and listen to the old stuff is like, thank you.
It's weird too because when we started, we were very cognizant of the fact that we wanted to have like a name for our fans or our listeners, and we wanted to have like things that we say because we make pretty consistent mistakes. So when we have like gaps in our research, that's when we started saying we're not scientists.
Yes.
And we don't say it that often anymore. I think Yo Dog is something I've said in almost every episode because it's just my way of like, I make up bullshit dialogue based off of the scenario that I daydream about these things.
We still point out that we're not historians or scientists.
We do. We used to do it every episode though, and I feel like it felt like we were like shopping catchphrases when realistically we're like, let's figure out the easiest way to apologize for our crappy content. So it's kind of nice going back and listening and being like, I think we do a better job now, but I'm also kind of nervous that some people have like listened and been like, you know what, I'm kind of bored with it. He hasn't said Yo Dog in an episode or whatever we might not say anymore. So I'm glad we have the audience we do. You're not very jjudgmental, and we appreciate
and
that.
We love it, and we are so happy. We have such a supportive community, and you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Not you.
I know. I was
friends.
thanking them, not you.
Oh, okay.
Fudge you.
I look forward to all your episodes and listen to them at work when I'm alone, getting spooked every time I hear a noise. Anyway, I have what I think is a sleep paralysis story, or there was a demon or shit. Well, here we go. Back in June of 2018, my girlfriend Jeanette and I went to her niece's, Janelle, and her husband's Ephrain?
E-F-F-R-A-I-N.
E-F-R-A-I-N.
Ephrain. I don't know. I think it's up to them, but say it however it makes most sense to your brain.
Their new apartment in Huntington Beach, California. We went out to drink and celebrate my girlfriend's 31st birthday while Ephrain?
We're going to have this debate every time the name pops up.
We're going to call you Effie. I'm going to call you Effie.
Effie's kind of nice.
They stayed home to watch their two chocolate lab puppies, Rio and Flower. Oh, labs are adorable. I would totally get one.
All dogs are adorable.
I want one of everything. Rio and Flower get destructive when they're left alone. Anyway, we got back and Effie and I made dinner for our women. We wound up spending the night with them, but since they only have a 1-bedroom apartment, we crashed on their couches. I let Jeanette. Oh my God, Jeanette. It's Jeanette. Did I say Jeanette before? Janelle.
You said Janelle before.
Oh, okay. The niece's name is Janelle. The girlfriend's name is Jeanette. Okay. I was like, oh my God, did I not read it right? But no. All right.
If only you had like glasses somewhere near you.
Can you clean them for me?
You've been using as a prop while you were talking.
Let's see. I let Jeanette take the bigger couch and took the smaller one. The bigger couch is backed up against the wall, and the smaller couch made a 90-degree angle with its back to the kitchen, so there was space to walk behind it. Early in the morning, I was suddenly awakened by something. One moment you're in deep sleep, and suddenly you're wide awake. My phone turned on, and I got up to see what time it was. It was 3:17 a.m. I snickered and thought, better go back to sleep. It's the devil's hour. I got all comfy. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's just like, what are the odds? I hate when that happens. What are the odds? I got all comfy and closed my eyes. That's when I heard Rio and Flower start to do that soft whining noise that dogs make when they're scared.
Would you rather hear the dogs growl at something like they're angry or whine like they're scared of something?
I'd rather they be angry than scared.
I think I would too. Like the whining thing, I don't know. It's like hearing the dogs get aggressive could be scary in its own right, but hearing a dog scared of something
means they're not going to save you.
Yeah, whining means they're going to watch and cry while you get murdered.
The whining got louder with occasional yelping included. That's definitely not a good thing. I could hear my girlfriend's deep breathing and thought that it was strange she hadn't woken up and that no one tried to shush or console the pups. Poor puppos. I tried to get up, but then realized that I couldn't move, and that's when I noticed it. Oh, okay. Standing behind the couch was the large figure of a shadow man staring at me. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I couldn't move and I couldn't speak. I tried to desperately move my arm so I could scratch the couch and wake up my girlfriend, but I was powerless. The whining and yelping got louder as the shadow man began to slowly bend down and get closer to me. I heard Janelle sleepily say Rio, but the dogs didn't quiet down. I started freaking out, and I guess in my panic, the whining and yelping got distorted because it started to sound like maniacal laughter. My mom's a Jehovah's Witness, and in her religion, if you say God's name Jehovah out loud, it should be enough to dissipate demons because God's all powerful and stuff. Well, I am not religious at all and borderline atheist, but at this moment I was desperate enough to try anything.
It's that scene from Major League when the plane's like getting rough and the person like worships voodoo and they cross themselves in the plane, and like the really religious Christian guy across the aisle from him is like, oh yeah, now you come around. He's not fooled. Like that's the moment you're having right now.
I tried screaming Jehovah, but still couldn't speak. I started to get this icy fear from my throat to my stomach as the shadow man got closer and closer to my face. When it was right above my right ear, it whispered to me, "Listen to me," and I jolted up. My heart was pounding. I have chills, literal chills. I jolted up. My heart was pounding and shaking. I slowly turned around, and thank goodness the shadow man was gone. The whining subsided, and I was able to fall asleep after that. In the morning, I told my girlfriend about what had happened, and she said, and I quote, "Yo, dog, it's because you be listening to that ghost shit all the time."
Wow, we have been blamed for causing sleep paralysis.
We've slept over again at her place, but it hasn't happened again. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. Anyway, that's my story. Love you guys. Keep up the awesome work. And if you ever do a live show, you bet your asses I'm buying tickets.
Aw, thank you.
That's very sweet.
We appreciate that support because I daydream about doing live shows, and then I think about like having absolutely no one there after we get a venue booked and all that stuff, and it makes me terrified. But not nearly as terrified as I'd be if I saw a shadow person creep up on me while the dogs reacted to it. That is the creepiest part of the story. And whenever we get stories from folks, we always say like it's up to the audience to decide and let us know what you think. And we always take it with a grain of salt because we never know if you guys are just bullshitting us for a really good story. That is such a good detail of having a shadow creature like creep out while you have sleep paralysis and have the animals see it and react accordingly. Like that is creepy. I'm going to remember that one the next time I hear the dogs freak out in the middle of the night, which doesn't happen too frequently. But yeah, really good story. Thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. What did you think, Robin?
I thought it was a really good email. It's very scary when you have this idea like, I'm going to do this and it's going to help me and it's going to save me. And then you try it and nothing's working and you're just like, this is how I die.
I am so filled with like movie quotes. I would think to myself, like, say Jehovah, and then I'd probably be like, in the Latin alphabet, Jehovah begins with an I. And the shadow person would be like, oh, I love that movie too. And then we'd sit around and talk about Last Crusade for like 30 minutes. We just shoot the shit. He's a great guy. We're going to get breakfast later. So that's Scott Pilgrim. See, it's just nothing but movie quotes crushed up in my brain.
So mine's all music and yours is all movies?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's how it works.
No, yeah. My mom also raised my younger sister and I to say a certain prayer in Vietnamese whenever we have nightmares or something, and it'll blow away whatever evil things are coming at you. And I honestly am never lucid enough in my dreams to remember to do anything. So there's that. And I haven't had sleep paralysis in forever. So
I haven't had it in a long time either. Knock on wood. Hopefully it doesn't happen. For those of you who don't watch us live, you don't realize that by watching us on Twitch, you earn points, and we call those points souls. And you can redeem those souls for different things. During the live shows, like 777 has done, they have redeemed Ask a Question, which we read live on the air. And I'm obviously going to leave this in the audio version of the podcast because you're probably hearing it right now. The question they redeemed is, for 4th of July, would you and Robin do a corn challenge? Fastest to eat 3 corn on the cob wins, but y'all blindfolded.
I would win.
I would win. She's so slow. She doesn't eat corn on the cob. She shucks it off the cob first.
That's how I win.
But it says right here, 3 corn on the cob.
Yeah, I have the corn on the cob, shuck it with my eyes closed, and fucking eat that shit.
I would not want to shuck it with my eyes closed because I feel like someone...
Chug some corn.
I feel like someone would put something else, like probably like a dildo with a bunch of bumps on it, and I'd be like, this corn is really hard and it tastes like gross. And I would do it without the blindfold for sure, though. I would win, without a doubt. I think we should get clarification from 777 whether or not shucking is allowed. I feel like the whole point is it has to be on the cob. So
why don't you just go shuck yourself?
I knew you were going to do that. It's just the most obvious joke, and your eyes lit up like, ooh, I thought of this, and I can also be mean. Can't wait. Thank you for redeeming the question. Give us the clarification on the details in the chat. I think Robin's going to get it because she's on Twitch chat. So.
All right.
Let's look over into the stream chat and see what else you folks had to say. I see there's a lot of conversation over here. Some of it, in fact, is also about school and stuff like that. So,
let's see. Oh no! Sorry, it's really hard to scroll. Let's see. Jaxie Babe says, I enjoy cleaning, so I don't mind, but I'm mad my bowl piece was... it's talking about a bong. All right.
That's funny.
Ralph says, hashtag Team Murder Doll on the desk. Still there. Hasn't murdered us. We're still alive. Carly says, daylight savings is the most asinine thing. I absolutely agree.
I don't mind it when you spring forward when all of a sudden...
You have an extra hour to sleep.
There's light out at 7 o'clock instead of it being dark at 6. And it's going to happen naturally, but like you get to fast forward it really quickly. But at the same time, it's just so bizarre. Carrie says, we have it too. It drives me crazy. And some states don't do it either. Okay, so Australia also is like not completely on board with this crazy nonsense. I've always been told in my life it's because of farmers. I refuse to blame farmers because I'm from the Midwest. But if it is for them, then I don't really care. It's just an inconvenience. Alexander says, do it now. I'm pretty sure in regards to my Australian accent. I can't. It's just like I captured it in the moment. And it was perfect. So
no, it wasn't.
It really was.
He was just like, oi.
Carrie says, not bad.
It was horrible. No, it was a very bad Australian accent. I think you need to practice more.
Graciela says, apparently daylight savings time correlates with increased heart attacks and car accidents. I know that it has seasonal affect disorder and it correlates with a lot of exacerbated depression symptoms. But I did not know that it also was correlating with heart attacks and car accidents, too. That's really scary, actually.
Beast Nerd is the one that got this lovely doll on our desk. So
Which we are going to ask the patrons to name very soon.
Yes, we have a whole bunch of names that you folks have offered up for naming this lovely doll. Oh, no.
You got to stop shaking the table with your hand gestures.
Zenyatta just died. Okay, and Ralph is the one in our special guest episode. If you guys haven't seen that yet, please go to YouTube and watch our special guest episode with Ralph. He is the one that gave us this amazing doll that he got in Mexico. It's awesome. Please do that.
All right. Carly has redeemed and asked a question, and she asked, "What sort of Patreon goal could get y'all to come to Atlanta? Want to meet my spooky friends, but I live really far away." I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know what the travel arrange. Well, you know what we should do? We need to find a creepy place in Atlanta, and then make the goal and go from there.
Yes, and see how much it would cost, plane ticket wise and hotel wise, and.
Or we can just hit you up when we eventually go to Disney World because we want to see that Wizarding World as well. That I think is at Universal Studios, and see if we can meet halfway. Because I know Atlanta's like 4, 5, 6 hours away from Florida, depending on where you're at. In Florida, that is. So we'll coordinate something. Carly, we got to meet you. Like, you've been one of the OG fans. You built our Discord for us, and you're definitely one of our favorites. We're not supposed to have favorites.
Wow.
We love all you kids equally, but when Carly like showed up, she was like, "Yo, I made a Discord for you folks. I hope you don't mind." It's like, it was so incredibly helpful. So we definitely got to meet you.
All right.
Jaxie Babe also redeemed to ask a question, and it says in like stars, Scream mask voice. So from the movie Scream, I assume, what's your favorite scary movie? Which is totally not how he sounds. It's much deeper.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's yours? That's not how he sounded either.
I don't know. I think that's how it sounds in the scary movie, not in Scream.
Oh yeah. Event Horizon is my favorite scary movie. It combines two of my favorite genres, sci-fi and horror, and you're just in the middle of space, like in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing you can do. You're stuck and you have to deal with it. It's one of the best scary movies I can remember. It has Lawrence Fishburne in it. It has Sam Neill, who's the good guy, the main character from Jurassic Park, the original. It's really, really scary too. It's my favorite scary movie.
Favorite scary movie? I watch so many. It's really hard to choose one. You put me on the spot.
All right, I'm gonna read some YouTube chat, and you can go ahead.
And then
I'll
think about what my.
Anna complimented your transition into your email, and that's nice. It's nice of her to compliment you. Blanca Bello over there in YouTube says, "I finished all your episodes. Thank you for being caught up, and we're sorry we don't have more, but we're gonna keep releasing them." Talon says, "Daylight savings means more people come to the Starbucks I work at. So if you are all about getting those customers, and that's a good thing, or if you're not about that, then that kind of sucks." Emma says, "Adam, I love your bullshit dialogue. It's the best." I always wonder whether or not people actually think it's funny when I make up stuff. It's just like, I have ridiculous scenarios play out in my head when I like read about how things went down, because there's never quoted dialogue between characters, or they're like real people, like from historical events, especially if they're creepy. So I'm like, how would this play out? How would this play out if it was me? And that's basically how I make up my dialogue. So
can Constantine be my favorite scary movie?
I don't know. It's up to you. So
I don't.
People got really excited that we read an email from Huntington Beach. Emma says, "That's my hometown."
Never been. No, wait. Is that where we went with my uncle?
Yeah, that's the pier we went to.
Okay, yeah. Then we have gone there.
Etzley says, "That affronted glance at the camera has me cackling because you asked me to clean your glasses for you. And I grabbed them and looked at them in the lights, and they were so gross. There was so much work to be done. So usually when she asks me to clean her glasses, it's just the grossest thing you could ever see."
Man, I like Shaun of the Dead.
You've derailed Robin with this question.
Is that a scary movie?
Sure.
Shaun of the
It's
Dead?
also a comedy. I mean, I like sci-fi and horror. You can like comedy and horror. That's fine.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead probably, if that counts, because I mean it's zombies. It's a comedy horror. I don't know. I like to watch a lot of movies, and I'm not good at like choosing just one, except for Constantine.
When I met Robin, she didn't watch any horror movies at all. Like, she refused to watch any of them, and I was like, "No, we need to watch them for October. Like, that's my October thing." And now she'll have horror movies on in the background, like at any time of any day. It doesn't even matter. And she watches like every B-rated or C-rated movie on Amazon Prime or Hulu or wherever you can find really shitty movies you didn't even know existed. She's watching them. It looks like Akbar didn't do well in his math examination. He does say that he can raise his grades still, though. And
it's still early. The semester is still early. You still have an opportunity. I got a 61 in my mechanics of materials exam, and that's not good out here. It's very bad grades. I think that's a D. It's a D out here. So I need to raise my grades.
Alexander's very encouraging. Says exams aren't all that important, and it's not. You can always figure out ways where you can improve your grade, and hopefully you do too.
I'm scrolling up, and all I see is corn, 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 corn. Let's see.
It's really cool that in our YouTube chat right now we have someone from Australia talking to someone from the Philippines, and we're doing a show from Las Vegas.
Trip7 asks, is it okay if I put Scary-ish as my vanity plate? Yes, go for it. Send us a picture.
Dude,
so we can post
so
it.
Fucking cool.
If we can post that picture on Instagram, that would be great. So send it to us if you take a picture of it.
Anna says, when I get scared, I pray with the rosary. I know a lot of people who actually have one at their bedside so they can pray with it. When they need something like really bad, like when someone's sick or they need someone to get a job. If you have rosaries, pray for me. Or if they're really scared.
Valley Grill says, all hail the Corn Lord. He's not here today.
He's not.
Who I think is our Corn Lord is Connor. He will always be
started that ridiculous
the Corn
thing.
Lord. So that he's not here today, which is unfortunate because there's so much talk about corn. Let's see.
Alexander says, I failed almost all my exams from having a mental breakdown after my parents split, and now I'm chronically sick and can't even work. That's really rough. So
that's really rough.
I'm glad that you're joining us, and we can at least bring a little bit, and hopefully it's fun. Hopefully watching this is fun into your life, because that sucks.
Jaxie Babe says, I love Adam's facial expressions. Trip7 says, Adam's a real corn star.
That's good. That's a good joke.
Let's see.
Etzley says, I think a ghost is controlling my phone because the volume is shutting off on its own. Clearly the ghost doesn't like our podcast.
Trip7 says, new podcast idea, corn stars. Wrathful Reaper put the line to that song, Hey Now You're a Rock Star, but corn star instead of rock star.
Not bad. Graciela says, by the way, I got the coaster from Marbles Game a few days ago, and I love it.
Yay! I'm glad people are getting it because I was worried.
Queensland in Australia refuses to do daylight savings time as they think the extra sunlight will fade furniture and curtains more. That is a true story. That's incredible, but I can totally see that. I know that sunlight does cause things to fade, so that totally makes sense.
Let's see.
At last,
Trip7 says shucking is allowed. Suck my D.
You mean shuck your D?
Yes.
At Lasso says that they hope the name Tatiana wins for the name for the doll. So I think that's a really good name.
Let's see. Jaxie says, I told you, Ralph, you'd get groupies from that episode.
It's funny. Emma says, yo, Adam and Robin, if you guys are ever back in HB, meaning Huntington Beach, or SoCal, hit me up. Hit me and Kat up. We definitely will. We'll let you folks know, too.
Yes.
We're going to be out there sooner or later. I mean, we go out to LA. We go out to SoCal quite a bit.
Carly says, the whole South is full of spooky places. I can make a whole itinerary. That would be awesome.
Thank you for joining us, even if you're late, Critia. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much. Beast Nerd says, Event Horizon. Event Horizon is a good... A lot of people say Event Horizon is a good one. Glitch Grim says Army of Darkness. I love Bruce Campbell so
love Bruce
much.
Campbell, dude. He's so funny. Kat says, do we have to have a Patreon challenge for them to swing with us, making this a little awkward? And then Emma replying to Kat, they might not be down for swing, though. I'm guessing this is in reference to swing dancing. So we'll clarify that at some other point in time.
I am very intimidated by square dance. I'm intimidated by square dancing too, but swing dancing is very frightening for me because I am heavier and I don't want to hurt anyone.
That's funny.
I would be the one tossing the smaller girls around. Just saying.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll wear a pantsuit and everything. Let's see.
So you've already read your last one, right?
Yes. I'm still going through chat, though.
Emma says, yes, it's swing dancing. So good thing we clarified.
Jaxie says, since this chat is on fire, wouldn't that make our corn talk popcorn?
Wow. That's a good joke.
I literally told Adam earlier, I was like, after the episode, can you make popcorn? I love buttered popcorn.
I was like, sure, I have to edit the episode, but I'll be happy to make popcorn for you to eat.
Trip7 says, scary-ish pot holders. I'd totally buy 2 for both of my hands.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
I don't even know where to get those made or have. I don't think
if the store offers them, we'll add a design onto it. You can be sure.
Glitch says, I still want my scary-ish nightlight. Trip7 says, I don't want to name the doll in fear of being haunted. Jaxie Babe, they said they would also buy pot holders. I kind of want to do towels, like kitchen towels. I think that'd be really cool because I
would like to do his and her towels for your bathroom because we have ones that have Han Solo's outline and Leia's outline or silhouette or whatever, and it just says Leia says I love you and Han says I know. and I want ones of our faces. And yours says, I hate you. And mine says, I know. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
So, are you done with your chat?
I think so.
Cool. Well, I'm going to move into my final email of the evening. And I'll, I guess, give us a transition since I don't know how well that one will work. So, here we go. I'm going to move on to my last one and the last one. Here we go. And the last one of the show. And this one's subject is my story, smiley face. So that smiley face has put me at ease.
That's my goodies.
What? I don't know what you're saying.
My goodies.
You say it so quietly, too, like I can barely hear the thing that I'm supposed to be understanding. So.
Oh.
What's that from?
I don't know. It's a song.
Cool. Good stuff. Great reference.
Thanks.
And it starts out like this. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
I've only been listening to you guys for a week. I'm far behind. I'm on episode 14. My coworker has been asking me to listen to this podcast for months, and now I'm mad it took me so long. Aw, thank you so much to your coworker, and thank you to finally, like, I know when people tell you, like, you have to do this or you should do this when it comes to watching something or listening to something, my natural reaction a lot of the times is like, I'm not going to do that just because you told me to. And sometimes you miss out on stuff because of that, so I'm glad that you broke through that. I never understood podcasts until now. I have a couple stories and I would like to share, and feel free to share this. Okay, we're doing that right now. I grew up in Woodbridge, Virginia. Everything I knew was there. My mom and stepdad were looking for houses in southern Maryland. They bought a house in 2001 in a suburban area. At the time, I was the oldest of 4. My sister was born in December of 2001, which is crazy to think because they were not alive during 9/11. So
that always drives me crazy when you think there are people that are driving now that weren't alive.
There are people
9/11.
that are allowed to vote now who weren't alive during 9/11. Or they were just barely alive. So crazy stuff. Getting back to the email. The house they bought was on 4+ acres of land. It was a split-level house, enough room for 5+ people. What was strange to me then, and still strange now, the people they bought the house from was the original couple who built this house in the 1970s.
All right.
And it says newlyweds, so they must have been newlyweds when they built the house. They never had kids, which was strange to me, but they had plenty of animals, they explained. I was 13 when my sister was born, and I babysat a lot, which I loved. I was about to say that must suck, but you said that you love babysitting, so that's pretty cool and awesome for your parents because they have a built-in babysitter. She was the perfect baby, and 17 years later, the perfect teenager. Anyways, that's just, I don't know.
That never happens.
It really doesn't.
I was not the perfect teenager. I know when I was 17.
I wasn't either.
I was a gosh darn nightmare.
Gosh darn nightmare?
Gosh darn nightmare.
I was a little asshole is what I was. And then I became a really big asshole because
I
grew to like 6'1" when I was like 14.
What?
Yeah. Like I was 14 my freshman year in high school, and I was as tall as I am right now.
I maxed out in like 9th grade.
Well, I mean, 9th grade is freshman year in high school, so.
Oh.
Samesies. And
I was also only 13, though.
The next, okay, whatever. I was younger than you when I was in high school, just saying. The next sentence starts with anyways because they knew we were going to go off on a tangent. Anyways, I watched her a lot. One day I was home alone babysitting her. She was maybe about 6 months old. I was on the computer, AOL to be exact, and I heard a faint baby's cry. I waited a moment thinking, oh, she will fall back asleep. I kept hearing it, but like I said, it was faint. I was sitting on the computer in the family room.
It's a ghost.
She, at the time, slept in my mom's room at the end of the hallway, in parentheses, which is now my room. It didn't stop. So I started to walk down the hallway. I didn't notice the first time, but as I walked past the hall bathroom, it got louder, so of course I started rushing to the room. I opened the door, and as I walked towards the crib, I saw that she was dead asleep.
So what was the crying?
Exactly. I even put my hand on her back, and her breathing was normal. Weird, I thought. But I ignored it. The same thing happened to me a couple more times, so I started questioning things. The bathroom was always the key. It was louder by the bathroom. Why? So the crying is louder when you're near the bathroom and it's not actually coming from the baby in the house. So, yeah, that's getting really creepy. One night, a girlfriend of mine stayed the night. Nice. Once again, we were on the computer. We started hearing cradle music. I know this may sound silly, but we have all heard Baby Lullaby and music from back in the day. It's unexplainable, but we know it. Well, we heard it. We didn't know where it was coming from. For once, not the hallway where the bathroom was. I stuck my head downstairs. No, Robin, this isn't a basement. It's just downstairs.
Okay.
But it's 2/3 above ground. LOL, it's a split level. I heard it louder from down there. My friend confirmed it. And it dawned on me, oh, my brother listens to classical music for bedtime. Let me go turn it down. So I walked downstairs and got to his room. His TV had gone on sleep mode, and I heard no more creepy music. Okay, so this is creepy, but at the same time, maybe still explainable. Maybe it was like on a TV.
Yeah.
And TVs on sleep mode will turn themselves off, so maybe like it turned off right before you got there. Maybe the baby stopped crying like right before you got there.
Yeah.
Except the cries are coming from the bathroom, so no, that's definitely a demon.
Okay.
So what were you going to say?
Well, no, I mean, like, technology now, so many things turn themselves off, like Xbox. If you leave it on, it just is like, you're done? All right, see you later.
This is from a while ago. This is 2001, though. Because the sister was born in 2001, and this is babysitting stories from when they were 6 months old.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah. Don't know.
No.
Okay, before we speculate anymore, let's go ahead and keep reading. I had enough. I finally told my mom about the weird baby cries by the bathroom and the weird music. She laughed and asked me what I thought it could be. I explained. The couple we bought the house from had been married for how many years? Built this home with how many rooms, obviously hoping to have children. And I believe they had a child and something happened in the hallway bathroom. So I'm glad we didn't speculate too far because there's some wild speculation going on now. Maybe they had a baby and it drowned and never tried again. My mom thought I was silly and watched too many scary movies. My mom worked from home at the time. One day I came home and my mom explained, I experienced what you did with the baby crying. I thought it was your sister, and it wasn't. She was sleeping.
Well, you should have listened to me the first time,
Exactly,
Mom.
Parents. Trust your kids. Parents just don't understand. Ever since my mom told me that, we never heard the cry again. It's like acknowledging it made it go away. That's very rarely the case. I felt like we solved something.
And burned the bones.
Wow, that's messed up. They say, I feel like we solved something. I've never felt something so strongly in my life, and the fact that my mom believed me was something. I have a couple smaller stories I will share as I get caught up. I really enjoy your podcast, and I have actually learned a lot. I will continue to listen, and who knows, maybe I will hear my own experience being shared as I get caught up. Danielle from Maryland. Well, thank you for sending that in, Danielle from Maryland.
That's
I hope you're still
creepy.
listening, and you can be like, I just heard my story. So, yeah, hearing baby crying when they shouldn't be baby crying, even when there's a baby in the house, is still absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, because you have no idea where it's coming from. I think children's spirits are
the worst.
More disconcerting.
It's just really, really creepy to think that something so young might have possibly passed away. Like, how could you have a baby ghost? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice that just by you guys kind of figuring out together that you both heard the same thing, that you never heard it again. So, I don't know. Supernatural has taught me that you have to salt and burn the bones in order to get rid of the ghost. But I don't know. There was this recent episode where, like, some ghost had, like, captured more spirits and turned them into ghosts, and that didn't work. So, I don't think there's an actual rule book unless you're talking about Beetlejuice. So.
Saving people hunting things.
I hate you so much, but it's really hard to tell. That's a good story, though. Thank you for sending that in. We appreciate it. So let's look over into stream chat, and then we're going to do Marbles on Stream to end the show like we always do.
There are lots of ridiculous names for this doll being tossed out. Very ridiculous. I'm not going to read them all. They're just too out there. Let's see.
Graciola is actually leaving us, so thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much
Graciola.
for joining us. La 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 la. Jaxie Babe says, can we get a scary or spooky friend plushie? Maybe if we were bigger. I would say yes, we will get some made, but they are very expensive to get made, like ridiculously expensive. And I don't own a sewing machine or anything. And
if we got a plushie, we'd have like one plushie that you'd all have to share.
Yes.
So
like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Spooky friends of the traveling plushie. Kat says the dance place we go to is great and they're all supportive. I haven't taken a class, but my dance partners have been so nice and helpful. And Kat says also inclusive. And Emma says, don't worry, you could totally do it, Robin. So there you go.
Aw.
Pretty good stuff. Elizabeth Thomas has joined us and says, hi. Oh my God, scary. I think they propped in right when I was in the middle of that story, I should say. So thank you for joining us, Nat. Nat says, I haven't been able to make it to the past couple streams. Still just stopping in to say hi. We appreciate anyone just popping in. I know everyone has lives, and sometimes the show doesn't line up particularly well. So we appreciate any time that you have the opportunity to stop in, and you do.
Thank you, everybody who had to leave early, but we're going to go into Marbles, right?
Indeed. You can go ahead and read some more of your stuff over there on Twitch, and I'll get the Marbles going. Talon also is going to leave us, says, I'm going to go, brethren. Thanks for listening to my memes and giving me a reason to smile. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And I think I'm caught up on that. So while you're looking at the rest of those, anyone who's in YouTube right now, switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast, and you can join us in Marbles on Stream.
Yes. Jaxie Babe says they're going to make a plushie.
What?
So I would love to see it when you're done. And I want to take this time while Adam is setting up the marbles to remind you folks that Amazon and Twitch do have a partnership with each other. So if you go to twitch.amazon.com, if you have Amazon Prime, sorry, I'm shaking the table. If you have
all you
Amazon,
do is shake the table, I swear.
If you go to Amazon Prime, you can connect your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account, and it'll give you one free subscription to any channel of your choice,
which you can use
once a month
for us, just like 777 did just now by subscribing to our channel with their Amazon Prime
Thank you
free
so
subscription
much.
on Twitch.
Yes, so everybody that has an Amazon Prime subscription, you have a free Twitch subscription that you can give to whoever you want to, and we would love if that channel could be us. So please go ahead and do that. It's free. It doesn't cost any extra.
It's free money from Amazon, and if you don't spend it, then they keep it. So Raisin Rebel redeemed ask a question, and the question is, what's your guys' favorite video game franchise? I'll let Robin discuss that while I get the game up.
Can Pokemon be mine?
It's a video game franchise, yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon or...
I'm going to go ahead and say you're a liar because we got you that Pokemon Switch for your birthday with the new Pokemon game, Let's Go Pikachu. And I don't think you've played a minute of it.
I did play more than a minute of it. Go fuck yourself.
How much did you play? She's so vicious, I swear.
Maybe like a couple hours. I love Pokemon. I grew up watching the anime. I love everything so much. But I get more excited playing Kingdom Hearts, I think. I get really excited playing Kingdom Hearts, and whenever there's a new Final Fantasy game, I get really excited. But I don't know, right now I'm obsessed with Fallout. They have their Fastnacht event going on starting in Japan right now, and the one in America doesn't start for like another week and a half or something, but I am really into Fallout. I don't know. We love playing video games. Okay.
Legend of Zelda is my favorite. There's no doubt in my mind. I love Legend of Zelda with my heart and soul, and even the ones that aren't that popular, I still love playing. I can go through them over and over and over and try and find every single thing within the game. Breath of the Wild was amazing. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like, I could go on. I could have episodes where that's all I do is talk about the Legend of Zelda franchise. So that's for me. So, fun stuff.
All right.
I'm going to switch us over to Marbles on Stream and get us into the race choosing board. I don't know exactly what to call it, but right now, if you want to pick which track we're going to use, type !vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds with the track you would like to race. So go ahead and put your votes in.
Everyone on YouTube can hop on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. And if you don't have an account, sign up for an account and join us and play some marbles with us. It doesn't work when you're on YouTube, unfortunately. But on Twitch, if you do !vote, you can vote and have your opinion be heard and play marbles with us. At the end, we do 2 races every week. And at the end, the 2 winners get something scary-ish themed. I just got some new coasters, so I've been signing coasters and drawing little sketches and stuff on them. So if you want to join and maybe win one of those, hop on over twitch.tv/scarishpodcast.
So go ahead and do !vote, space, then the number that corresponds to the track that you want to race right now. And if you don't want to vote and you're just here for the racing and you let other people pick it, and you're like, I'll win no matter what track we race, then you can just hang on for now and then do !play when we actually get into the game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. We have a lot of things tied at 2. So we'll see which one winds up shaking out. If we can't get past the ties, we're just going to have to click random and see which map comes up on random. Right now, Lucky Few, which is number 25, has the most votes.
And the factory, they're tied.
I showed that they're not, and I have the live feed on my screen.
I'm looking
and
at
you're
the
looking at like 12
screen.
seconds
What?
behind.
My bad.
15 votes in so far for tracks to race tonight. It's just really fun to end the streams on this. It's a really fun thing to do. I just like watching the marbles race.
It's very fun. And I mean, even if you folks are just joining us and aren't necessarily fans of us yet, you can still join and play. The more people, the better. We love everyone. So
indeed, it looks like the Lucky Few is going to be the track we're going to be racing first tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And the survival rate is 55.85. I think we might have raced this one before, but it doesn't matter. We can race it again. !play, write me out if you would like to join the race.
Boo, 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 boo. Let's see. What other news do we have? If you folks join Patreon, for this season, I started mailing out the new design for this season, which is that lovely rainbow vomiting ghosty.
They are magnets.
And yes,
and stickers.
I made button magnets. Oh man, they're super far away. I want to show you guys, but they're really cute magnets and stickers, vinyl stickers that are really, really nice. I love them. They actually last quite a long time. And I mean, I hand package everything. We make the buttons ourselves. So if you want to support us, head on over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast and badge of honor tier and up, and I will totally get that out to you hopefully this month if you're joining this month.
Cool. Good stuff. We have 19 marbles right now committed to the stream. So I'm going to click start. You have 10 seconds left to type in exclamation point play. If you would like to join us. I know there's more people watching Twitch right now than we have marbles, and that's okay. If some of you folks just enjoy watching, that's totally fine. But if you want some free shit, exclamation point play. You have 10 seconds. And then after this, we're going to have one more race before we end the night. Let's see what we got going on before we all get into this series of tubes. ASB Bunny switched over and got in at the last second. Good work. And here we go. We have raced this before. The local record is Neon Scars with 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Beast Nerd and Spooky Flea seem to have just skipped right past most of the things that you have to do for this one.
Wow.
And are just way ahead of everyone. Spooky Flea is just really getting further out.
On this desk, your computer is really hot.
Yeah, my laptop's running a lot of different programs right now, and even though this program seems very simple, it really makes my laptop just churn out heat. Cat Beatrix has taken the lead from Spooky Flea, and keep in mind, this track has a 55% completion rate, so if we have 20 balls, that means 11 of them are going to make it, according to that statistic. So we'll see if we're on the good end of that or the bad end of that.
Carly says, if you join Patreon, I'll make an itinerary for every spooky place within a 100-mile radius of Atlanta.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. Kat is trying to make her way through this ridiculous obstacle right now that's just slowing everything down. Spooky Flea is caught up. Carly right behind. 777, Ulrich, all getting clumped together. Neon Scar's record-setting pace back there is currently being beat by Kat, so we'll see what happens with that.
Raisin Rebel says they're watching on 160p. That's rough.
That is rough.
So tell them if they die.
Damn you, Twitch. So, okay, Spooky Flea is taking the lead back from Kat. This is a really fun race so far. It's a really good line they took through that fan blade, and it looks like they're going to be charging out into the lead here, but I think we're about to start getting into death territory.
Yes.
Chessie Cat has just died. Rip Chessie Cat. Pulsating rod section. We'll see if we can make it through without any deaths, but we all know that's not going to happen.
When things start like spinning and lots of pegs, all that stuff freaks me out.
Spooky Flea is just way out in the lead right now, but this thing will hold you up. The last person that we had that was in the lead on this track got to this and wound up finishing like last. Valley Grills has been eliminated. Looks like we're still ahead of the pace set by Neon Scars back there. 777, the Robin Grace eliminated. Carly is now in the tank along with Kat. Whoever makes it out of this first is going to be the person that winds up winning. And it looks like right now they're racing that local ball for the record. Ulrich has been eliminated. Yep, Neon Scars had made it through at this point, and that's why they have the record. I think Beast Nerd just dropped through. Nope, Raisin Rebel and Beast Nerd are going to have a photo finish here.
Wow.
Carly and Neon Scars as well. What? Oh, I didn't notice that I actually won this race. Suck it, everyone, but I don't get the stuff, so... Beast Nerd wins. Raisin Rebel just an eyelash behind the pace. ASB Bunny did get eliminated. Neon Scars really races this track well. 52 Nicks came in 6th. I want to point out 52 Nicks was in last place when everyone had come out of that little like Plinko thing at the beginning. They were the last one to get out of it. But you know what? It's like the little engine that could, or that turtle that beat up that like rabbit or whatever.
Ka-chow.
So, did you say ka-chow?
Yeah, ka-chow.
I hate you so much. So we still got lots of people back there, so hopefully you guys don't die and you can collect some points on the season. And looks like Glitch and Abe's Monster are both going to finish out. We got Woo Scaryish and Badger Shell, and looks like Woo Scaryish has made it through. Badger Shell is the final person that's stuck in the ball. Fun stuff. So we didn't break the local record, but you know what? I tried my best. I'm not going to collect my prize. Ralph, if you want the prizes, just let us know. And we will give it to you face to face, bro, because we love you and we miss you. We haven't seen you in like a week and a half, and it's been too long. Damn, that was such a photo finish. I'm shocked Raisin Rebel is taking it so graciously. I shouldn't say I'm shocked because you're obviously a good person, but I would probably be like throwing my laptop across the room right now.
I highly doubt that. Thing's expensive.
It is expensive. I'd throw something across the room. Okay, so as you can see, that wave approached and killed the ball of whoever was stuck in there. I've already forgotten. So,
wow, you're an asshat.
I'm sorry. I can't remember things. My brain is dumb.
It was Badger Shell.
Was it Badger Shell? Sorry, Badger Shell. So cool. I have collected 8 points on the season to take myself up to 15, which is nowhere near Neon Scars at 36. Chessy Cat is in second place in the season with 32. And looks like Neon Scars is the only person with 2 wins. So pretty good stuff.
Cool.
So let's do our last race of the evening, and then we can all get on with our lives. But you folks pick a track and see what we're going to have be our second and final race of the night. Go ahead and put in your votes right meow.
Yeah. Exclamation point, vote, space, whatever vote number you want.
I voted, I'm not going to say it, because if I say it, then I think other people might pick it, and then I'll feel bad that mine got picked.
All right. You do you, girl.
The one I voted for has a person's name in it, and it sounds really hot. So I was just like, that sounds good. I want me some Temple of Steve.
You're gross.
Shout out to my friend Steve, who actually sent me a writing sample of mine that I was in need of right before I went to an interview. I think it was yesterday. And the writing sample I got sent was like the highlight of my interview. They're like, wow, we need stuff like this. I was like, yes, like Steve is my MVP. So that's why I voted for Temple of Steve. So there you go. What did you vote for, Robin?
Few will survive.
That's kind of scary. The viewers' vote right now is for Cosmic Chaos. There's 14 votes, and 5 of them are for Cosmic Chaos. So I think that's going to wind up being the one we race.
Let's see. We didn't send out stickers for last season's win. Like the first, whoever got the most points of the season.
The season win.
I didn't mail out anything for that.
Okay, yeah, we need to send those to you, Glitch.
Yeah, okay, because I didn't know that was a thing. So I'll send you that new one. I'll send you the new design that we just did.
Cool.
For Patreon, since I don't think you're a Badge of Honor tier, so I don't think I sent that to you, but I will send it. I guess I'll send that sticker to you then. Cool.
Right on.
It's
Problem
all fixed.
solved. Looks like we're going to start this up. Cosmic Chaos is going to be the map. This one does sound very familiar, and survival rate of 53.47, although it doesn't look very familiar. I would imagine that I would remember that planet in the background.
No, we have done Cosmic Chaos.
Okay, cool. Exclamation point play if you would like to join the race right meow.
I am very proud of this design just because I love colorful things. I love rainbows. It's
and
perfect.
A ghost vomiting a rainbow is
Yes.
just like all the things that she loves combined. All right, we have 20 marbles already signed up for this race, so we'll wait a little bit and see if anyone else wants to jump in, and then we'll go ahead and get it started.
Yes, exclamation point play to join us in the race. And don't forget, reminder, we do have our Streamlabs store down in the channel description, as well as a donate button if you guys wanted to donate to us and support us. Help us keep doing what we're doing. That'd be great.
Indeed. I'm going to go ahead and click start. Anyone who hasn't joined in that wants to join, type in exclamation point play within the next 10 seconds, and you will get joined in. As of right now, we got 20 people about to make their way into this ridiculous funnel, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll also see what the local record is on this track, because Robin insists we've raced it before. The local record is, of course, held by Neon Scars with 2 minutes and 33 seconds, because they win all the tracks we race nowadays, because they're just that badass.
Jaxie Babe, if you're going to make a plushie, can you make the one with the heart eyes? I think the design is in our Teespring store.
If you go to scarish.com and click on store, you'll see it on multiple different things in there.
And so if you look on that, that would be really cute.
It looks like Woo Scary-ish is the first person to make it through the funnel. And they're going to be in the lead if they can get a nice lead going, but everyone's starting to chase them down because these rods are blocking everything. They're literally on fire with Jaxie Babe hot on their heels. Get it hot on their heels? You said fire, I said hot on their heels.
But it's because the ball's on fire.
I get it, yeah. And they're ahead of the record-setting pace. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Something bad has happened, and Spooky Flea has died. There must have been a pulsating rod.
Wow.
I don't know how this has happened. But now Abe's Monster is in the lead, chasing down Neon Scar's record-setting pace. And they're able to survive that. 52 Nicks and Jaxie Babe have both been eliminated back there. It looks like the loop-de-loops are pretty deadly. Woo Scariest just took a really different line than everyone else and wound up dying because of it. I have jumped out into another league because I'm just trying to pad my stats for the season. I'll probably die. Looks like Valley Grills, the Robin Grace, and Neon Scars have all died back
Holy
there.
Cow.
We're losing a lot of people on this one. But that last track we raced was supposed to have, I don't know, a lot of deaths, and we barely had any. I really feel like we had less than we should have, basically.
There's a lot of murder in this one.
Yes, there are. So A's Monster and 777 right now are neck and neck. Carly was just eliminated. I could have sworn that I was in the lead at some point, but it's not saying that I'm number one, saying I'm actually way back there. So who knows what has happened. I'm dead, that's why.
Oh.
I was just eliminated, no big deal.
NBD.
This is a really good race between these two marbles, and then it looks like we have a few people trying to catch up, including Beast Nerd, looking for his second win of the night. Greedy Ralph. Actually, I mean, I won the last one, so no big deal, but whatever.
Jeez. You're so cocky. That's it, you cocky cock.
We did just recently watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is just such a fun movie to watch.
I think we watch it at least once a year. And probably multiple times a year.
Easily. So it doesn't look like Abe's Monster is going to set the record, but they are in the lead with 777 charging hard and Beast Nerd right behind it. So
oh my gosh.
I don't know how this is going to end. We got another really close finish, but it looks like Abe's Monster is going to be the winner. Yep. They went right through the pulsating rods. Congratulations, Abe's Monster.
I think I had sent you a coaster before, so if you want something else, I have stickers and things.
We have the sticker of the new design.
So email us and let us know.
777 finishes in second place, and we will see who all winds up finishing and collecting points on the season. Looks like Wrathful Reaper, Raisin Rebel, Chessie Cat, ASB Bunny, Akasuna no Kairi, Glitch, Cat Beatrix, and probably Ulri back there are all going to finish.
It was silence for a little bit there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We get
My
silence,
bad.
but apparently there's Ulri has died. WTF just happened. That's sad. But there you go. So we only had 9 marbles finished that one. So we actually had a 55% death rate when we're supposed to have a 55% survival rate. I will be emailing someone and filing charges because that is just unacceptable.
Wow.
But Chessie Cat goes up to 35 points on the season, putting them 1 point behind Neon Scars. And Abe's Monster has 2 wins on the season now, tied for the most wins, and only 17 points on the season, though. So fun stuff. I really enjoy this app. I love that it tracks stats. It tracks like local records. It tracks like the entire season, so to speak, and it's just it's a really fun time. So we appreciate all of you folks joining us for the evening and watching us on black screen right now and getting back over into the main screen. So thank you so much to everyone who joins us live. We appreciate every single one of you. You make the shows really, really worth doing, especially because they're just so much fun when you folks join us. So we appreciate all of you. We appreciate every one of you who listens to us in podcast form. I would like to one more time request that any of you who have not left us a rating or review over on iTunes, please go and do that. It really does help us, and it helps balance out some of the stuff that I'm going to be quite frank. We get stuff every now and then that definitely feels like we're being review bombed a little bit by someone who's scorned that doesn't like us personally. And I'm not saying that that's the case, but definitely there's been a couple of times where a confluence of events happens right before we get a bad review from someone who appears to have the same username as someone that we know. So if you want to help balance those out, we'd really, really appreciate it. So head on over to iTunes, and that would really help us out. So Robin, do you want to let folks know how they can help us out if they want to make a donation?
So if you head over to patreon.com/scaryishpodcast, there are a whole bunch of different tiers on there starting at $1. So that would help us out a bunch. There are physical merch tiers, which is great. And it's a monthly thing. But if you don't like monthly donations, we do have coffee, ko-fi.com/scaryishpodcast. Those are for our monthly donations, or one-time donations, my bad. And those help us upgrade our studio setup. So that's how we have been able to buy our camera and our mics and things like that. So.
And our lights. We got a new light that's going to be getting here hopefully very soon. We're very excited to get it.
Oh, you bought it?
So yes. So we're hopefully going to have this shadow that's behind us. Get rid of that, and we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully it's the right light and everything works out. But thank you so much to everyone who sent us your stories. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, please email storytime@scarish.com. You can go to our website, scarish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out that form, and it comes directly to us. Facebook.com/scarishpodcast is our Facebook page. You can message us there. Or if you want to put it on the Scary Spooky Friends group, you can get some instant feedback from the community. You can just join that from that exact same website. Scarish @ScarishPod is our Twitter. @ScarishPodcast is our Instagram. And then if you want to join our Discord server, go to our website, scarish.com. Scroll down on the right-hand side. You'll see a logo, and it's for Discord. There's a bunch of logos. Just mouse over it. It'll let you know what each one is. Click on Discord, and you will join us. And I think we're about to hit 200. We're at like 197 or 198 right now. So fun stuff. I know our YouTube channel right now is sitting at 499 subscribers, so we appreciate every single one of you. One more, and we are halfway to partner, and I am very excited about that. We are halfway to partner at 500. Once you get to 1,000 and you have a specific amount of hours, which is like 4,000 watched hours, you can become partner and monetize and stuff like that, and that's just a little bit of extra money for ads that are already running on our shit. We can actually get a piece of that, which would be super cool, but we're going to have to get there slowly but surely, but we appreciate everyone who's subscribed.
Yeah,
and for those of you who
go to YouTube, subscribe, please, youtube.com/scarish.
Yes, for those of you who have not, go over to YouTube, just click on subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it certainly helps us, and I think we're at the pace now where as long as we keep producing content regularly, we should have enough watch time to qualify us for partner when it comes to a 12-month mark. And if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, then we can do that, and it'll be very exciting. So thank you to everyone who has supported us and helped us get to the success that we've had, and we look forward to having continued success in the future. So if you haven't told anyone about us and you have friends that you think would be interested, tell them. And we really appreciate it. We get a lot of emails from people like, my friend made me start listening, and I'm kind of happy they did, which I'm very happy that they're not emailing us like, my friend made me listen, and I just want to say, F them. I hate this podcast. Please don't send us those emails.
So please check us out, scarish.com. Hopefully you guys will support us. It'd be great. Other than that, keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.